Hi, it's me, Hela. So I am really sorry that I haven't made a video in a long time, but it's just because of different reasons, because I haven't always been up to it, and I actually went to Denmark with my family, and I'm gonna talk about that a bit. Um, yeah, I forgot what I was gonna say. Anyway, okay, so we went to Denmark, and because the reason is because my sister, actually I have two older sisters, and the oldest had actually been living there as an exchange student. She was studying. She's been studying law at university or college or whatever. Um, and yeah, so she was living there and with her son, my nephew, who is actually turning 3 later this month. And we wanted to visit her, and it actually happened. And we all went, me, my mom, my dad, and my other sister. And we went on May 30th and came home June 7th. And so where my sister was staying was actually in Aarhus, and it's about like 3 to 3.5 hours on a train from Copenhagen. Um, so right, but we also we spent most of our time there, but we also went to Copenhagen for 2 days. Um, it's amazing the things that we could do just in this short amount of time. But before I talk about like stuff what we did and shit, I like because if you've watched my other videos, you know that I've been dealing with stuff and family stuff and other stuff, and so knowing that the whole family was going to be together for such a long time, I was kind of nervous and anxious, because when all the family comes together, things happen, drama happens, fights happen, and all this other shit. Um, but actually, the trip ended out fine. There was like no big fight and no drama, like really at all. So it was just all pretty good. I did, my feet were killing me, and I was actually kind of nervous about that too, knowing that we would be walking around a lot, and I'm not used to walking around a lot. So, and I get very easily tired, especially in my right foot because I broke that foot, and then I sprained my ankle on that exact same foot, and blah blah blah. And I was just literally exhausted, and there was like seriously moments where I was this close to giving up. I just wanted to lay down on the ground and start crying, like, I can't do this anymore. Okay, but I survived, and it was actually a pretty fun trip. And I've never been to Denmark before, not even Copenhagen, so that was fun. And we did like all kinds of things. And in Aarhus, actually, I was surprised at how, because I didn't really know that much about Aarhus. I didn't really know like all the stuff that was exciting, blah blah blah. But it was actually quite fun because we did like a lot, and we spent a lot of time downtown. Actually, we had to take the bus because where my sister lived, she lived in a small apartment, and we got to stay with her. Of course, it was it was small, but it was big enough for all of us though. And we had to take the bus to go downtown, and it was actually when we had been there for a few days, we actually got you know quite used to like the surroundings and like stuff, and but it was really fun. I like was very tired of because I hate shopping, and my mom and my sister were when they went shopping, and they were like because they went to H&M, and we don't have H&M here, and thank God that we don't, because there were like literally H&M stores like on every corner, and and it was just ugh. I got so tired, and I'm like my dad, and when it comes to that, like I just hate shopping, and I just hate going into stores, and it just ugh. Like, anyway, I much rather wanted to be outside just exploring or just chilling or whatever. But we actually went to see a lot of things. Like we went to see some stuff that was downtown. We went to some churches and we went to the women's museum, where they have just a lot of women. No, just kidding. It's basically just women's history in Denmark, and it was actually quite interesting to see that, like really. Um, and then we went to the beach too, which was very nice for me. It was very nice for me to go into the ocean because it was so hot in there. And by the way, like I didn't really know exactly how the weather would be like, but it was really, really hot, and I was literally dying. And I actually got sunburned quite badly. I thought I was being careful, but obviously not enough. And I got sunburned pretty badly, so like for the last few days, I kind of had to cover up. It was mainly my chest and my shoulders, and so I had to cover that up and like be really careful. Now it's gotten a lot better, but then like some of my skin started falling off, and it was like pretty gross. But it's all good now. It's a lot better now. um, and yeah, and we also went to like this park where they had like this tropical forest or whatever, and there were like butterflies and stuff. And it was like I can't even explain to you how hot it was in there. It was really hot. And it was really fun. And then we went to what they call Gamleby, and it's just like basically this like old town with like old houses and old stuff. I don't know exactly how old, but it was like really fun to see that. And we also went to, well, all of us except Dad went to this horse carriage ride, and my nephew was really excited about that because he loves horses and stuff, and I was really excited too, and my mom too, and everything. So that was fun. And then we also went to this park where there were just deers running around like completely free, and you could just like touch them and all stuff. And yeah, what else did we do? Yeah, and then there was this actually this festival that we went to at my nephew's kindergarten. There was like this festival going on and stuff, and we went to that too. So we got to see like where my nephew has been there and like all the stuff, and it was actually pretty funny because most of the kids were really like Danish, or well, they weren't like they were obviously like interracial or something like that. I actually thought it was pretty cool, but it was pretty funny because it was, yeah, and just a lot of stuff. So that was fun. And yeah, and so then we went to Copenhagen too, and we actually just spent 2 whole days there. But we stayed like at this like apartment. It was like in downtown. It was like literally just away, just like I don't know, 2-3 minutes from Stræde and downtown Denmark and Rådhuspladsen and all that, which we went to see too, and it was cool. Um, and we stayed like this apartment at this like apartment, and there's this guy actually who owns the apartment, but he doesn't actually live in it. He just rents it out to people or something. And it's kind of funny because he like he was obviously very rich, and it was like very neat in the apartment, and there were like all these designer like furniture and stuff. And it was kind of funny because my sister said like, I mean, all these three stuff that was in the apartment must have been very expensive. And it was kind of true, but it was weird because, and there were like no photos on the walls and nothing like personal like that. But then, um, went to like, there were like 2 bathrooms, and there was one that was like kind of in there was like this bedroom where my sister was, and then there was like this other bathroom, and when you like next to that there were like a bunch of clothes hanging around, like, so I mean clothes from this guy. I mean he had like his clothes there, like, but he's not actually living there, and he has like clothes there and stuff, and he just leaves them there while there are a bunch of strangers at the apartment. Um, I mean, I know the dude is rich and all, but that was just like very weird. Like, anyway, it was a nice apartment, but um, it was actually because we were on like fourth floor or something, and there was no elevator. We couldn't get to the elevator, so we had to walk up with all the luggage to the fourth floor. So that was not fun. But yeah, we've survived anyway. So the things that we did in Copenhagen was actually, we actually did quite a lot, even though we didn't have much time. And it was kind of funny because our first day, we went to the Tivoli in Copenhagen, and we literally spent about 10 hours there. Like, we were there like at probably like just when we got off from the train station. We were there from like, I don't know, 11, 12 something, and we were, going home to the apartment at 9 or 10 p.m. So we literally spent, and it is like, the Tivoli is like so big and there's so much to do. You can't, it's not like a place that you can spend just for a few hours. Like, you kind of have to just like spend the entire day there, especially, for what you pay for it and stuff. Because I mean, just don't waste it. Like, and I don't regret it. No, like, it was so much fun, and I actually went, and not even me, like even mom and dad went to these like crazy things, like all these things that were going on, like this roller coaster, and like this, there were like 3 roller coasters, and there's one big one which they called the devil, by the way, and even my mom and dad went to that, and me and my mom actually went twice to that roller coaster, and that was like really freaky. It wasn't like though as scary as I thought. It was mainly scary because it went to like this circle thing, but it was over pretty quick. And there were like some other things that were even scarier than that, especially when you're hanging in the air, and especially if you like go like in circles, or if you go backwards or stuff like that. Like, that kind of freaks me out. But I still like, and I went to like this one crazy thing with my sister, and then my other sister like wasn't sure if she should go or not, and I said, I could go again with you, and actually went again with her, and that was like really insane. And you know all of these crazy things that I did that I didn't really expect or know that I would do, like, it was insane. Like, it's crazy how much, like, the adrenaline that you get from it, and like, I don't know, but I don't think it's like that scary. Like, I mean, it is scary, but it's also very fun and exciting, especially afterwards. And it was like this really funny picture that was taken of us when me, my mom, and my sisters went to the roller coaster, and um, this really fun picture that was taken, and our faces was just like hilarious, and it was like really fun. So yeah, that was just like so much fun, like so much fun. But then like afterwards, when we came home, to the apartment, we were exhausted, and I was just like, and my dad was actually like, he didn't go out with us the next day, which was our last day there. um, because he was just like his feet were just killing him. But yeah, but then the next day, like so, the second day in Copenhagen and our last day there in general. Um, so well, all of us except Dad, basically, we just basically there were some things that we wanted to see, like we did walk around more through Sturet and just downtown basically, and Rathus Plaza and all that stuff. And we went to see the Royal Palace, and we saw like the guards that are there. But it's a lot different from like in Britain and like in at Buckingham Palace, because there's like this fence that is so you can't like get up close and personal um, there. But like there in Denmark, you can get like walk all the way up to you know the palace, and there are like many houses and stuff like that. But I always think it's funny but quite ridiculous to see the guards there that are just like, and they can't like respond to you or do anything. It was actually kind of awkward because all of us like got or took a picture like with this one guard and stuff, and it was like kind of awkward when we were just standing there next to him and he was just like whatever. So that was fun. And then we went to Nyhavn, and we also went to see the Little Mermaid. Of course, how can you come to Copenhagen and not see the Little Mermaid? Hello. And it's actually kind of funny because before Eurovision, I didn't actually realize how small it is. Um, and then when I actually saw it, I was just like, okay, so that's what they were talking about at Eurovision. Like, it's like really small. It's a lot smaller than most people imagine. Um, but that was fun to see. There was actually when we came, there were a bunch of like tourists and stuff and taking pictures like with the mermaids. So we had to wait until we got to be alone so no one else would be in the picture and stuff. And that was actually kind of fun to see that. And actually, it was kind of funny because I actually didn't really think about, because the arena that Eurovision was at, and right now I actually can't remember the name of it, but had like no, I hadn't even really thought about where it was, um, and stuff. And then I actually, like later when we got home, like for seeing the Little Mermaid and stuff, I actually went and searched for it, and I didn't think that it would be anywhere close to where we were for stuff. But it was like literally on the other side of like the water from the Little Mermaid, and you could see like the arena um on some of the pictures that I took actually of the Little Mermaid, because I took some up close pictures and then took some other pictures just like of the whole surroundings. And there are like some pictures where you can see the arena where Eurovision was this year in the background. And that's kind of funny because I had, during the time when I was taking those pictures, I had no idea that that was the arena where Eurovision was this year. So that was so that was really funny. Yeah. So anyway, and that was kind of fun. So yeah, I'm just checking my note to see if I forgot anything. This is like a really long video. So I'm gonna be over pretty quick. And yeah, actually the last thing I want to talk about is me and my mom went to this crazy thing called Fish and Kiss. And it's like this like kind of spa thingy or whatever, where like you get into the water and there are like these little fishes that like kind of, I don't know, like kind of bite at, or not like bite at you, it's not like that, but it's kind of just like they are, it's a really nice feeling. It's kind of just like they are I don't know, licking you or just something like that. It sounds kind of like gross, but it's really not. Like, and I thought it was like just, okay, I'm not sure. But then when we actually got to it, it was like really nice and comfortable. And it was like we got to be there for like 20 minutes. But like it was so nice, and it was also just very nice because our feet were killing us. It was just a really nice relaxation and just like, yeah, it's hard to explain it, but it was just like, and this is the kind of thing that you're like never gonna do that again. It's like just a one time thing. Um, but it was just like a crazy experience, and it was just so different than I expected. It was so comfortable and just like really nice. Um, so yeah. Anyway, so I know this video is like really long, so I have to go. But yeah, that was basically what we did, and then the next day, um, we went home, and my sister is home too now, and with my nephew, and so yeah, it was just a really fun trip, and even though there were times when I was, not always so positive or whatever, um, it all went out pretty great, and it was just a great experience, and yeah, it's something that I will never forget, and yeah, so that was cool. So anyway, I'm gonna go. But yeah, thank you for watching, and stay strong. Bye. Hi, hi.